So guys, today I finally fixed my pixels. It's about time because I can't really see anything. I can't see the temperature. Of course, I'm talking about the display pixels down here. I guess this is the big display here that I got. There are apparently also smaller versions. So just make sure you get the right display for your instrument cluster. But let's just show you what I mean. Just crack it up. See, it's already fantastic. Actually, you can see it better on the screen than I can see it in person. Because you can see the bright pixels and then you can see the faint pixels. Like, you can see it's 270.3 miles here. I cannot. I just see the first row, the two dots, and these two dots here, and then the 0. It's time to fix this. The reason it is throwing pixels, it's not the display itself. In most cases, it is the silver cable that connects the display to the rest of the cluster. So I'm gonna change that and the display. I'm gonna drop a link where I got it. I think it was Pixel Fix. It's somewhere Eastern Europe. Experience so far has been fine, other than my order apparently landed in the spam folder and I had to follow up where it was after I haven't gotten a notification, and then they did send it out and it arrived somewhat quick. So to take the cluster out, we have two T10 Torxes up there. Just gonna show you. There's one. There's the other one. Take those out and just slide in here and take it out. So you just remove the two screws, put the steering wheel all the way down, tilt it in here, you remove your connectors, and then you can just take it out like this. There you go. It's a little dirty, and this is what's behind. So of course I will need a few tools. We need a drill because I'm doing the easy way. I am not putting the needles off. I'm just gonna drill the holes for it. And for that you need a 3/16 drill. And I'm gonna take a smaller one as a pilot drill to make sure I drill in the right spot. And as to why I'm not removing the needles, it is just a risk. First of all, I need a tool that's extra cost. It takes longer, and you risk of damaging your little motor in the back. You can see here is a little motor, this thing that turns the needles. If you don't do it right, you may end up breaking that motor. You gotta replace it and do better the next time. Not taking that risk, so I leave the needles on. That's the fastest, the easiest, the cheapest way to do that. Of course, needs a couple of the small screwdrivers, and apparently you need a Torx T8 and a T10. Of course, you also need some pliers, some needle nose pliers, especially to remove these tabs here. You have to turn them straight to take them out. So let's get started. So people, first of all, I'm doing this the first time, so bear with me. Speedo. And like mentioned, I got my set from Pixel Fix. The instruction, that's the display in here with the silver cable. And I also opted for some chrome rings to give it a facelift look. Just going through this quickly. Just tells you how to take things off. The back plate first. You have to twist some knobbles here, you see that later. Take some things off. Just for you for reference, if you want to go through. I'm gonna skip this step. I'm not removing the hands. This is too iffy for me. I'm just gonna drill through and access these screws here. And I just take the display off, and now here is the installation part, where you use a spacer to give pressure to the contacts instead of soldering it together. So I've seen that work in other videos already. I'm gonna do the same thing now. No removing of the hands, no soldering, but drilling. This should be clean, and also in the future I want to change it. It's the same process again. I can maybe even put some more spacer in between to give more pressure if need be, or I just swap it again. But I don't have to rip it off, remove all the material, and then solder again. You know, once it's clean, it's clean. The front cover off, Now I have to remove the back cover, obviously. First you gotta remove all these T10 screws. And then you have clips all around. You have some clips here in your connectors. And you have clips down here and down there. So now the critical part, after all this is done, is where are the screws? There are 4 screws. There's one right under here, so you lift up this piece, make some space, and drill right through it. There's a second one, apparently between the P and the H, down here. The third one is for reference, you can see it down there. There's the screw down there, you have to drill in somewhat quick, but it gives you the height of the other screws as the reference. And the last one is going to be here, about here, in the corner. Like for reference, I'm going to show you this picture that came with the new display. That's where they are. And now I'm going to find them. Now with the screws out of the way, just have to go down here and gently separate the display stand from the base plate. You see the dirt on the contacts. And there's of course also a reason why the pixels go out. So we gotta clean those off, make them nice and shiny again, and then I can get to install the new display. Cleaning the contacts will take quite some time, but you can see the difference between this is before, this is after. I do not have acetone, I just used brake cleaner and some Q-tips. And you can go side to side just to get the rough stuff off, but you have to then like go within the contacts to make sure there's nothing stuck in between. But the difference is, and obviously it's day and night. So just gotta get the last panel and then ready to put it back together. Now for the display, I'm gonna open these clips here to remove the frame. So you remove the two big ones on the frame, it's easier, and then you unclip the small ones. And then you can separate the display with the cable from your block here. And you have a long silicone strip and 3 smaller ones. And the kit that I ordered came with a foam pad. This one comes under the silicone pad here. And under the red one, I have to get some photo paper or some thick paper, cut it to size and put it underneath. So these come out a little bit further and in turn have some more pressure. So as per instruction, I added some thin slices of photo paper. This actually is from a little bit of a gift card, something. It has it's like a little cardboard. Put that underneath here and it does. This one I have not done. And these two I have done, so you can see they stick out further. That's just one layer. I'm a little concerned that 2 layers may be too much pressure. May crack the screen. So I'm just gonna go with 1 layer first. And if necessary, I can add another one later. And for this longer silicone strip here, you can either also put a paper underneath, or you take the foam that came with the kit and you stick it from this side against the silicone spacer. So now as for assembly, first gonna put the ribbon cable on here. Gonna use some scotch tape to just tape it on here, make sure it's aligned. Then I'm gonna reinstall this piece here, the block, and then flip it around, and from the front clip the display into its position here and then add the frame to it. So I just put it in for a quick check. I have all the pixels, everything is working, and it's dimmer over here. There's one bulb that appears to be out. I guess I can change the bulb when the cluster is completely assembled so that I don't have to wait on this. So I'm just gonna put it back together and order new bulbs and change them out later. This is the new look of the chrome wings, basically a facelift. All the pixels work, goes the pinging, and here is just a bulb. I took it out. I get a set of new bulbs, it's 5 bulbs. Take the 2 screws out, take the cluster out, change the bulbs, you don't have to open anything, and I'm all good to go. I have all the pixels again, and I'm very happy. So that's how I did that. That's how you can do that. It's not complicated, but you need to be a little bit confident in what you do, especially the hole drilling. It's a little bit of a situation, but it's definitely doable. Plan like half a day if you never did that, and if you may be distracted like I was. And this is great. It's like, I think total like 50 bucks or something like that, including the wings. Definitely worth fixing this issue. So it's been a little while since I finished my cluster here. I did change all the bulbs in the back. It's pretty easy. All you need to do is just twist the old ones out and twist new ones in. And now it's all evenly lit up. Pixels are all there. It's been about half a year now. So without the light, you know, all the pixels are there. It's all even. It is perfectly doable. It's not that hard. It's pretty cheap. I drop all the links to the display and the band, the silver band, and the replacement bulbs in the description in case you need to do that too. And also the wings make it look so much nicer. It's just a small little detail. It's been like what, 5 bucks, 8 bucks for all 4 of them together. Even if you have no problem with your pixel, you can still just add it in. It's pretty easy. You may saw it throughout the video. You just have to take the cluster out and remove the housing, and then you can already install them. Just looks better. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you on the next video.